Hi everyone, it's Belle from Belladonna and Bones and the Garden of Ink and Bones podcast. I thought I'd record, what amounts to a vlog while I process this henbane seed from my plants. We live in interesting times. The virus, what else, is causing great disruption to people's lives. For some, it's awesome, and they're getting a lot done and things like that. For others, it's a very trying time in terms of financial struggles and things like that. And worrying for those with improper healthcare or compromised immune systems and things like that. I don't want to add fuel to the flames. I will tell you what I am doing. I choose to take precautions. I have people in my life who I love, and I do not want to see them sick and possibly affected by this. Those who follow me on social media may know that I was sick. I was not tested for coronavirus. We don't know that it was or wasn't. However, I possibly had the worst flu cold thing of my life. I was practically bedridden for over a week and very, very sick for 3 weeks. It was early on in the thing, and we had no contact with anyone no known contact with anyone who could or should have had the virus. So that was why there was no testing. Fine by me. Husband got it straight 2 days after I did, and was just as sick. His fibromyalgia flared up so incredibly badly. It was very awful. I have sympathies for everyone, living with someone with that disease. It's just horrible. Invisible diseases, yay. So yeah, that's where I fall. I choose to take precautions because I have people in my life who could get very sick from this, may get very sick from this, and I choose not to put them at risk. Whether you choose to believe there is a virus or there isn't a virus, or it is as bad, or it's a mind-op or whatever conspiracy you wish to believe, I'm not 100% convinced there's not nefarious things going on, but at the same time, I'm not going to play fast and loose with my health or the health of people I love. So basically doing the whole washing your hands, social distancing, physical distancing, because social distancing is an oxymoron, a bloody stupid term. Whichever marketing moron came up with that. Being a marketing moron, I'm allowed to say that. At the same time, we have small businesses that are going to struggle. Of course, if you're placing orders from Belladonna and Bones, Australia Post is still working, so yes, I can send them out, and I will. I'm just going to the post office a little less. I'll have some of these henbane seeds up for purchase soon. Of course, take note of your own bioregional restrictions there when it comes to these. Sending seeds and receiving seeds. Henbane seeds are pretty easy to germinate. They just require some patience. Sometimes they will pop up straight away. Sometimes they'll pop up months and months later. I've had it all happen both ways. It's fine. A little tough little bugger. Where's my little knife? Over here. Obviously we're wearing gloves for a couple of reasons. One, we're handling henbane seeds and henbane, so you know we want to be careful of any contact dermatitis or other things like that. It's dried, we shouldn't have that issue a lot. I'm just gonna break this off. The other thing is, of course, that was hilarious. The other thing is, of course, that we're handling a psychotropic and henbane and COVID. We don't want to spread around disease through contact. Not that it's likely through something like this, but you know, safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. So getting up into the green ones here, and what we'll probably have is some smaller, less fruiting seeds. These are much less likely to be viable than the larger seeds. So I'm actually not going to pick these out. I'll just save those for incenses and things. I have done some testing since the last podcast on adding henbane seeds to the balms, and I'm now adding henbane seeds to the calico balm as part of the henbane component of that balm. It gives it a little extra kick. It's still not a ridiculously strong balm. None of mine are. I choose not to do that because, frankly, I don't know who's getting them at the end point. So, while I magically try to ensure that they're not going to people that will misuse them, I, still want to be cautious. So the seeds will get sifted as well. So, there might be some smaller seeds and things like that are going into this, and I'll sift them and try to make sure that the quality stays high. It's quite a fun process, meditative, relaxing. So henbane seeds, obviously very traditionally used in incense, and I'll mix some of mine into some incenses as well, but also I'll sell these for you to plant. So, second generation magically operant plants going out into the world, which I quite enjoy. The lovely bowl that I am disgorging my seeds into, or the henbane is disgorging its seeds into, is by a Melbourne artist called Dee Robinson, D-E-E. Her Instagram is at _DEE.Robinson_. Beautiful jeweler, does some lovely jewellery work, but also does these amazingly beautiful bowls. Got to reach it. And unfortunately, after we saw Dee was just when I got sick and when we met Dee, and I did want to reach out to her and see whether we can do a collaboration for some boxes and stuff. But yeah, hopefully we get to do that, and you guys will be the first to know. In terms of the shop, Belladonna and Bones is pretty much completely stocked up right now. If there's something you are waiting on and you don't see it, just reach out to me on Instagram, and I'll let you know when it's due back. So, you know, obviously some things take a little while to produce in different ways, or some things have astrological timings that don't always fit with our human expectations. But yeah, most things are in stock right now. I'll also be adding some tinctures, which I think I just said earlier, but I'm re-recording this video, so if I repeat myself, it's because I thought I said it in the other video. I'll be adding some medicinal tinctures, some mullein tincture and things like that. I think mullein really knows what's needed medicinally right now. It's in abundance where I am. Mine are going completely nuts. Henbane seeds are going everywhere. The henbane seeds going into my tea. Yes. So I'll just fish the henbane seeds out of my tea. Fortunately, it wasn't hot, so they won't have infused it very much. Don't try that at home, kids. The tea for today is lemon balm because it's uplifting in this time of anxiety, high anxiety and uncertainty. I wanted to be sure to lift my spirits and hopefully lift your spirits by encouraging you to try some henbane, not henbane, God, don't drink henbane tea, lemon balm tea. So one of my neighbours has been learning to play the guitar. I don't know that you can hear that with my new microphone, but if you can, good on them. Look, I hope that all of you aren't in horrible situations right now, and that's, you know, thank you, dog. And if you do have a chance to use this period to work on your personal magic, you know, set some shoals of sigils, do some longer term workings that require daily attention. You know, do your planetary prayers, try to find a rhythm and a routine. Routine is important in these times because it helps us keep a tether to reality, when, you know, what could be happening is that we just snack and sleep and snack and sleep and snack and sleep, and in my case play a bit of Stardew Valley, or a lot of Stardew Valley. So yeah, it's a good time for that sort of thing. Take another course, do a daily tarot draw, just try to engage. Seek out the others online. In Melbourne, we have some good online WhatsApps that we chat about, either rune supers or not. There's the discussion list for the podcast. I'm actually thinking of doing a WhatsApp group for the podcast as well. Might be interesting. Although the phone numbers, maybe Discord. Maybe we'll do a Discord. You know, there's ways to stay in touch with people, and who knows, you might form some really lasting online relationships. So what will happen with these seeds is they'll get sifted and graded I'll grade them by size and try to sift out any that are just small and light, and a lot of that will happen through just the process of separating them out. It happens quite naturally. The heavier, better quality seeds sort of fall to the bottom, and the less quality seeds are blown away with the chaff. On the subject of shoaling, came across a great post by a rune super called Magpie Joyful. Their website is magpiejoyful.com. They have a theory called Sonobe shoaling. Sonobe is a origami unit. You fold up a little sort of diamondy shaped unit, and it tessellates into itself, or attaches to itself, or many of itself, its clones, to make shapes and solids and things like that. So really interesting stuff, and I immediately had to give it a go, and I just loved it. I loved the concept of this hollow decorative form containing so many magical operations. If you don't know about shoaling, look up shoaling, just spelt like the fishing shoaling, and Gordon White. He's got quite a few posts on it. And then also look up Magpie Joyful, magpiejoyful.com. This is a great time to launch a heap of sigils. You know, there's so much going on, but it's so good to really solidify what you want, and do some workings towards it. What else? For myself, what I've been working through is actually I'm working on some Pickatrix understanding. Here, there's a good passage in here on some Henbane. So this is the suffumigation of Venus. Take 8 ounces of laurel berries, nut kernels and frankincense grains, 20 ounces each of mastic gum and henbane stalks, 4 ounces each of polygermander stalks and storax gum, 2 ounces of borax, 16 ounces each of sparrow brain and dried hawk brain, excuse me, and 40 ounces of dried horse blood. Blend everything together once well ground. Do everything as you have done with other fumigations. And I'll just read that bit for you so you've got that. In making them, operate with the spiritual power of Saturn, or the Jupiter in that case. Yeah, compress them and set aside for use. So, yeah, so that's interesting, using the stalks. We obviously have lots of stalks there, but really don't have 16 ounces of sparrow brains and dried horse brains, or 40 ounces of dried horse blood, and not particularly interested in putting them in the incense either. So obviously there's a bit of research to make sure that we get the right things in the right farms, and, you know, checking whether what polygermander stalks are, and things like that. Then there's also a suffumigation of mercury. Take 20 ounces each of henbane flowers. 20 ounces of henbane flowers. It's just an incredible amount. I mean, yes, it's a prolific flower, as you can see from the seeds that I'm using, but 20 ounces is just an incredible amount. 20 ounces of henbane flowers, indigo leaves, hazelwort, 4 ounces each of amber and toad testicles. Have you ever seen toad's testicles? 2 ounces of red ammonia, 20 ounces each of crow, hoopoe, and tortoise brains, and 40 ounces of donkey blood. Mix and blend everything together once dried and ground up. Tortoise brains and toad testicles. Dear Peccatrix, I don't think we'll be using those ingredients. But the Peccatrix is really interesting, and you know, there are some great, those are great bases if we're not using the toad testicles, right? There was another good, there was a recipe if you wanted someone to sleep very, very deeply and not be woken up, that included henbane. I'm not sure I would do that. Could be quite, it also had a significant amount of opium in it. So, yeah, they may never wake up, I'm expecting, if you do that incorrectly. Yeah, look, these old books, we don't know what the intent was behind them. We don't know much about we know that the translations were done, but we don't know how they were written and things like that. All we can do is try bits and pieces that hopefully won't harm us. Don't ingest anything. This is generally the good advice. And go from there. So, a lot of you know that I do pottery and ceramics. I've been doing a fair bit of work, and we borrowed a wheel to have at home. And, you know, I'll be producing these offering sets with automatic writing and channeled sigil work on them and things like that. I've also created a scrying bowl, which will be the same sort of porcelain but in the black rather than white. So this is it's a very fine porcelain, and with a black, it'll be black matte on the outside and black gloss on the inside to facilitate your scrying, alongside an oil for those that choose to go the route of pouring oil over their water to aid in their scrying. I've got some what will be very fine, sort of thinner than these, candle jars that I'll be making, and hopefully as they burn, the theory is that you will see the relieved, like the light will bring up some of the markings made on the porcelain, and I'll be doing those by individually and by hand, so the markings will be very it's not mass produced. None of it's mass produced. Just because there's a mold involved, I've thrown the shape, and then I will make the mold from it. But then the sigilling and things all happen by hand afterwards. You can see that some of the henbanes have little holes in them. Obviously there was a little bug grub of some sort. Some of them have nothing left inside it after that. Like that one has nothing left inside it, but some of them might have already dropped out because that's, the way things are. Others of them have heaps inside it still after that. Yeah, so it's the Caligo Silent Mist Flying Ointment that now has henbane seeds in it. So alongside henbane, it has belladonna, mandrake, and damiana. It is available in an oil as well, without the beeswax, for those vegan friends among us. I've got quite a few of my balms available in oils now. So basically pre-adding the beeswax. They are separated out. Good time to experiment with oils and balms because, you know, we don't have to go to work for some of us. And, you know, just make sure you have a spotter, someone to watch over you if you're going to experiment with anything stronger. Got the henbane's probably the most annoying seeds to process. I have a massive amount of mullein seeds, which are much easier because they just fall out. So I'll put those up onto the website as well over the next few days. And then also I have a lot of white sage seeds. Now, white sage is very difficult to germinate. So a bit of a purchase at your own risk because I can't guarantee that you will germinate them because they're just difficult to germinate. But they're very good quality seeds in terms of they've just come off the plant. So, you know, giving you the best chance I can of germination, but just white sage is notoriously difficult. I've managed not to get any more henbane seeds into my tea, thank goodness. Because no one really needs that. So I'll keep all the stalks and husks and things for adding to incenses. And look, if there's anything you'd like me to talk about while I do these vlogs, you know, I've been doing a bit of planting seeds, you know, because you can still do seed raising and things even at the time of year. If you're going to keep them in a greenhouse, I've got a new greenhouse going up soon. Hopefully if we can get some good bits and pieces to make it, because obviously with things shutting down, my theory is they will pulse the shutdowns so that the most people can get it in waves, and hopefully that will reduce the effect on the weight on hospitals. I'm not going to blow on these to show you, but you can see the beautiful seeds. I mean, there's hundreds and thousands of them there. I'm not even a third of the way through processing these seeds, so you don't need to hang around for the whole time. I'm really excited about a lot of the things that are coming. I'm still wrestling with the thought of giving you all a course on herbal magic and how that, how I should approach that. Because obviously you all know that my ethos is that, or my approach to herbal magic is, let's take a medicine, what we know about the plants from a medicinal point of view, and work with that to inform our magical workings with it. Here's a sweet grass braid. I have a bit of sweet grass to braid up right now, so that's vanilla grass. Some of those will go onto the website as well once they dry out, because they need to dry. Look, thanks for hanging around and listening to me ramble. If there's anything you want to know or would like me to share, talk about, expand on further, or show you, if you'd like me to show you some sigiling or herb work, just let me know. And yeah, sorry this is a little bit all over the place. First time I've done this sort of video, and it's a long time since I haven't had Rue to bounce off. So yeah, let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. I hope you're all taking care of yourself, and stay safe, make magic, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon.